So it's that time of year. First of all, we fell back, right? Their clocks went back. And so now it's darker sooner, which I know can also make it easier to try to just go home and hibernate after work and not come to yoga and meet me in the studio. But hopefully you will want to come and stretch out after the day and not take the early evening and early darkness as a reason to go home. But additionally, I start around this time to hear from my yoga friends that they're falling ill or lots of people around them are getting sick. And it seems like it's even happened a little bit earlier this year than normal. And a lot of times I have people, probably out of desperation, asking me, what do you do to try to stay healthy? And do you have any tips or tricks? And so I thought I'd share with you. They're not really yoga based for today, but hey, anything, right, to try and stay healthy. I'm always game to listen myself. So if you have your best tips and tricks, please comment below what they are. I also will add links to my favorite. I'm going to give 3 tips and tricks today. And so I'll have the links to those down below at the end in the comments. But please pop in, tell us what your tricks are as well. What are your tips and tricks? Because, right, we all want to stay healthy this winter, this season. So, okay, tip number 1 is I love elderberry gummies. So I remember growing up as a kid that my grandma would always say that elderberry was the best, that everybody should eat elderberry syrup or take elderberry and it would keep you healthy. And so these are my favorite brand, Zarbee's, and I have it even set up as auto delivery, auto ship on my Amazon account so that every month they come. I think on this jar, they say to take 3 gummies a day, but because there's 60 gummies, I usually take 2. And it seems to work really well. That way it lasts me a month, each jar or each container. And ever since I have taken these, knock on this wooden desk that I'm recording this on, I've stayed healthy and I've felt pretty well. A couple of times I've gotten sort of sick, but it was short-lived. Honestly, the time I got the most sick since I've started taking elderberry gummies was the time I ran out. I didn't have my jar, I didn't time it well, and I went, I don't know, about 3 weeks, 2 weeks, something like that, without having them before my jar came in, and I got sick. Right, that was like the time. So I felt like, oh, well, that was definitely a sign, right, that these are worth taking and I should keep taking them. Okay, so tip number 1, elderberry gummies. All right, tip number 2 is once you are sick. So elderberry gummies are meant to hopefully keep you from getting sick, right, to help build your immune system. Once you're actually sick, or those like early stages of icky feeling, right? Like the night before when you're getting ready for bed and you're like, oh, my throat feels a little funny, or I'm just worried I'm getting sick. I love lemon ginger tea. Sorry, I'm trying to find my camera correctly. So lemon ginger tea, I heard about this a couple of years ago. I forget where, so sorry if you were the kind soul that told me about it and I've now forgotten. But somebody mentioned it offhand because I had that. I was like, oh, I feel like I'm getting like scratchy and I'm worried I'm going to be getting sick. They said, oh, well, drink some hot lemon ginger tea when you get home. And so I hit the store on the way and I drank some that night. A, it also tastes really good. And B, I felt better. And so anytime I start feeling sick, I always will drink some lemon ginger tea. And if I do actually get sick, like that time I was just telling you about when I ran out of gummies, I drank lemon ginger tea and I always felt better. And I do think that it helped me feel better more quickly. And even if it's something to do with like, I'm just better hydrated or whatever, hey, or if it's just in my head, at least I thought I felt better, right? So that is tip number 2. Once you're actually getting sick or starting to feel like you're getting sick, I love lemon ginger tea. All right, tip number 3, the last one I'm going to share with you today. And this one I use with my kids quite a bit. I also have the kids' Elderberry Gummies, by the way. I forgot to mention that when I was showing the ones that I take. Zarbee's, and there's some other brands too. I just found Zarbee's first and really like them. They taste good and they seemingly work, so I've always stuck with them. There are other brands. So again, in the comments, if you've tried other brands, I'm not trying to necessarily advocate for specific brands. I'm just telling you what has worked best for me. But the number 1 tip I like with my kids is, especially once they're actually sick or they're starting to show signs of feeling sick, is putting Vicks vapor rub on the bottom of their feet. So I actually have an off-brand. It looks like it's just the Hy-Vee brand that we've been using lately. But so with this one, clearly I'm not married to a specific brand, whether it's Vicks or it's the store brand. But these vaporizing ointments, they're usually in this blue jar, and they're like that real sticky, somewhat clear looking gelatin inside. You probably can't see, but so once they start complaining about feeling sick or they get a cough, that early sign that maybe they're coming down with something, I, of course, grew up learning that you put it on like the chest, right? So that they breathe in the vapors. But one thing I learned a while ago, a long time ago, I don't want to date myself and age myself, so I won't tell you how long, but I learned a lot about the feet and how our feet are a great access point for the rest of our body and our health, and how much our feet impact our overall health, and that the absorption through the feet is a really great way to improve your health and fight off some of that ickiness. So usually right before bed, I'll put it on their feet, cover their feet with socks, and send them off to bed. Sometimes if they are still feeling a little bit under the weather in the morning, but not really sick, I'll do it again when they're getting ready to head out for the day. Put Vicks on their feet, cover their feet with their socks, put them in their shoes, and off we go. Sometimes also some of the essential oil brands will have blends that are meant to keep you healthy. On Guard, I think, is the doTERRA blend. Thieves, I think, is what Young Living calls it. And I'm sure every brand has an oil blend that's meant to fight off illness and germs and ickiness, right? I've done that too, putting that on my feet as a preventative and as a way to fight off sickness once I'm actually feeling sick. So I think it's the same idea, right? That really trying to absorb it in through the feet, where we have a lot of ability to do that. So those are my 3 favorite tips: the elderberry gummies, the lemon ginger tea, and the Vicks vapor rub on the feet. So again, I'll provide some links down below to the ones that I have, the ones I tend to get. And again, please comment below what you do to keep yourself healthy and able to come to yoga, right? Which is, of course, a really important priority. So sorry if you heard my dogs barking in the background. They are feeling healthy today and scaring away all the potential intruders. So hopefully you're feeling well. But if you're not feeling well today, head out or have somebody else head out and grab some of these things for you so that you can feel better quickly. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you soon. Bye.